All right, you guys, so we have gone through some practice problems, or the periodic trends notes. We've also gone through the practice problems from the Chapter 7 notes. So I just wanted to do a few more in case some of you guys were still struggling on how to figure out what's going on with these trends. So these are the types of problems that you need to kind of look at. So if I said, I want you to find which one of these elements has the largest atomic size. And I just listed out several elements. I'm just going to give you 3 at a time right now. So say you have selenium, calcium, and copper. And you have to figure out what's going on there. So what you have to do is first look up these elements. Find them on the periodic table. So selenium is number 34. Calcium is number 20. And copper is number 29. So if you look at that, they're all in the same row. So really the order goes calcium, then copper, and then selenium. And then kind of think about your trend. Atomic size, as you go left to right on the periodic table, gets smaller. So selenium would be your smallest one. Calcium would be your biggest one. I'm asking what the largest one is, so calcium would be the winner for that one. All right, so let's try another one. So let's say I ask you which one of these elements has the highest ionization energy. So IE is just how I'm going to list that one. So say I give you a couple elements again. So chlorine, maybe aluminum, and phosphorus. So again, sometimes I don't always remember the trend for ionization energy, but remember it does tie with atomic size. So the first thing I would do is figure out where are these elements located. So chlorine is number 17, aluminum is 13, and phosphorus is 15. So they're all right in a row. And from left to right, it goes aluminum, then phosphorus, and then chlorine. So remember, size gets smaller as you go left to right. So this one over here is the smallest. Aluminum would be the largest. Now we're talking size at this point. But remember, if you think about it, where is it going to be harder to take an electron? Meaning that's where it's going to have the highest ionization energy. And it's always going to be hardest to take from an electron that is smaller. So chlorine would be the one with the highest ionization energy because it's the smallest atom. That's the way I kind of think through it to make sure I get those questions right. All right, let's look at another one. So say I give you, or I want to know which one of these has the smallest atomic size. Okay, and I give you the elements K, CS, and Li. So again, find these, figure out, are they in the same row? Are they in the same group? Are they anywhere near each other? So if you look at this, K and CS and Li are all in group 1. So the way that they kind of go is Li is at the top, and then K is below it, and CS is the bottom. So remember, as I go down a group, those atoms get bigger. So it would be like if this is lithium, this is potassium, this would be cesium. Well, which one of those is the smallest? The winner there would be lithium. Lithium is the smallest atom of those 3. Let's try another one. We're going to do 2 more here. So now we're going to try to figure out the other trend that I was talking about, not ionization energy, electronegativity. So I want to know which one of these has the higher electronegativity value. So if I give you germanium, gallium, and bromine. Okay, so let's think about the trend here and let's look at the location. So gallium and germanium are right next to each other, and then bromine is to the right. So they kind of go in order like this. They go gallium, germanium, and then bromine. So then think about your trend. So we're going across a row right now. And what the trend was, as you go across a row on the periodic table, the electronegativity value goes up. So the one furthest to the right is going to have the highest electronegativity value. So bromine is the winner on that one. So there's a couple of examples of size, ionization energy, and electronegativity. The last one I'm going to do covers what's going on with ions. So if I ask you which one of these has the smallest size, meaning atomic size, but now we're talking about ions because I'm going to give you calcium, 2+, K, 1+, and Cl, 1-. So remember, the two ions that are positive, as they lose electrons, they're going to shrink. They're going to get smaller. Whereas the chloride ion, it's going to expand and get bigger because it's gaining electrons. So if I want to know which one's smallest, I mean, if you look at it, potassium and calcium are in row 4 and chlorine is only in row 3, but chlorine is going to be gaining an electron where the other ones are going to be losing. So if I want to know which one is the smallest, the winner of this one is actually calcium, because it's not only losing 1, it's losing 2. And calcium is smaller than potassium anyway, so it wouldn't be the winner, but chlorine is gaining electrons. So in this case, calcium is the smallest ionic size here. So that's how you kind of approach these problems. You will have some practice problems over this. I hope this helped, and if you have any questions, please email me.